Welcome to the NBA 101 with your boy Stapha Don
And your
and your
man
boy
Soul Finger.
Soul Finger. Number 12. What's going on, kid?
Another day, bro. Another day. Just taking it all in, taking it easy, and that's about it.
Facts. Well, it's been a good week. Can't complain. Everything is going good.
Eh,
Over here it's raining outside, a little
Oh
foggy.
yeah.
How the weather is over there at your spot?
Oh man, it's beautiful out this way. Got a little cloud cover, but the sun broke out, so it's still flip flops and I say flip flops and shorts, tank top weather still.
I hear that. I wish I could. I wish I could be in that weather right now. Yeah. So it's the NBA 101 today. It's been a festive uh past week. We had the All-Star game. Um. Uh. I mean, what can I say? To start, let me just start off the show by this, right? And I'm gonna get right into the show. Is that I love the young talent that we have right now that's coming out of the NBA right now.
True, true.
After the All-Star break, you had the guys like Cade Cunningham, you had Jalen Green, you had Sadiq Bey, who's a second year player, you had Baines, another second year player, all these young cats, and then you had cats like John Morant who's dropping 46. You had
Hmm.
RJ Barrett, he
He
drops
dropped 46.
46. You got Trey Young who drops 46. So, I'm proud to say that I like the way that the league is going. We got young talent. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, this particular player come out the league, so I'm not bored. I don't want to watch basketball no more.
True that.
So yeah, man. So you know, that's my observation of what I've seen this week in the NBA. Soul Finger, what have you seen?
Um, pretty much with all the moves with the trades and stuff like that, the earlier, happened earlier, and then all the speculation about who's going to do what. Um, All Star Weekend, you got to say you get to see the showcase some of the young talent. I'm still rather when it comes to the talent, the NBA is kind of biased towards it. I think we had some young talent on the Knicks squad that could have been showcased other than Obi Toppin in the dunk contest. Um, I still feel like Grimes could have got a little something, but that's me being call me a homer being biased, but Grimes could have got some
Yeah,
love.
that sounds like you being a homer. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just call it
yeah.
how it is.
So they call it what it is, though. But the young cat deserved to be on there because you got some cats that didn't do anything. However, you know, you got others that could have gotten showcased a little bit more. But it was good to see um, how they put it together with the show with the sophomores and rookies and all like that. Um, but we're gonna see how it goes because now it's the second season, so the second half of the season is gonna be real interesting to see what's gonna go on with the other teams.
I hear that. I hear that. All right, so let's get into the NBA news of the week, right? And this actually section we're gonna call this particular segment "Pass It or Shoot It," right?
Hmm.
So Simmons suffering back soreness ahead of NBA debut. What you think, Soulfinger? We should pass it or we should shoot it?
Ben Simmons back, pass it.
Pass it. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it. All right. John Morant makes 46. Well, sets Grizzlies single game scoring mark by scoring 46.
Hmm.
Should we
Hmm.
pass it or should we shoot it?
We're gonna shoot that Joker.
All right, let's shoot that joker right now.
We're gonna shoot that
Right.
because as you're saying, you're just talking about young talent in the NBA that was brought up and showcased. And even though I predicted him to have a bigger game or be more put on more of a show in the All Star game, you can't pass that up. 46 points with the Grizzlies, and that Grizzlies got a good squad, good young squad. So for anybody saying you can't win with young fellas, well, Grizzlies proven that a to be a lie in that. Um, the simple fact that John Morant has exploded the way he has, and he's only 20. I mean, with first look at the Grizzlies before going his age. The Grizzlies are third in the West, 42 and 20. John Morant is going into this is his what third season in the NBA? No,
Mm-hmm.
four. Yeah, his third season in the NBA.
No,
And
fourth.
fourth,
I think
fourth,
he's
fourth.
looking for
Yeah,
extension. Yeah.
yeah. Hold on. So and he's only 22 years old. 22 years old. Now, marinate on that. He's only 22 years old, and he's exploding. He's gotten better and better each year. He's nowhere near his prime. That's something to be scared about. Something to really be scared about.
Well, let me just elaborate on it some more. Right. Remember, he went up against Chicago Bulls. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The second in the Eastern Conference, where you got DeRosa, who is a fourth quarter killer, right? Who's been on a rant. So let's just go over that and the team that he played, right? And then another thing, right? He was 3 for 4 from deep and 13 for 15 from the free throw line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, this guy has been assaulting the rim like crazy. I got to include the 360-degree layup he did around DeRosa, and then he had the one-handed alley slam that set the whole Bulls crowd on crazy. So man, John Morant, what can I say, man? He got his squad to 42 and 20, right, in distance of second place behind Golden State, who is just 43 and 17,
Mm-hmm.
right, with 20 games remaining. So, man, looky here, man. Boy, look out for John Morant, because this guy is going to be a beast.
Yeah,
He
like
is going to be a beast, and
he's
he's just a first time All Star this year. Look for many more also too.
he's like I said, he only been in the league 3 years, man. 3 years, and he's doing this. Um, he's averaging 20 points a game, 7 assists with 4 rebounds. 20 points a game, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He's just averaging it on the cool. And he's got other people. Then when he gets ready to explode, he can take over a game. And he is seventh in NBA jersey sales. Or he was as of January 21st. I got to get something a little more recent, looking for something a little more recent, but still seventh in jersey sales. He's been in the league for 3 years.
I know
And
that
and
says
he
something right there.
yeah, he's a he you can call him possibly the new age version of the human highlight reel. Possibly you can call him one of those. Well, he is a human highlight reel, but you got a few other cats the same way. But not just his high flying, but the way he approaches the game, the way he attacks the game, the way he gets his team involved. Because yeah, he can take over score, but he has other players that can play with him. And that young team play with that same kind of mindset, that same kind of energy. They have great chemistry. He's you always hear about Russell Westbrook, supposedly the most athletic point guard or guard in the league. These say was saying it all the time, but this is Ja. Ja is what Westbrook should have been with basketball IQ. I'll say that. Ja is probably Ja. I love the kid. I love this cat, man. And I still say it. And, probably many others probably say that the Knicks probably wouldn't have drafted him, if they had the second pick, but I still believe the Knicks would have drafted Ja Morant over RJ. Even though I love me some RJ, and it's not a consolation prize because I think we did all right, especially the way things are falling out because RJ's been balling. You've seen what he's doing, but Ja Morant is a man. As a point guard, as his size, you know, it's that kind of special. Just don't fall out of trees, man. It don't.
I know, right? And shout out to John, man. Shout out to John.
Yeah.
So so the next one is LeBron says he's committed to staying in LA. Are we gonna shoot it or we gonna pass it?
Man, pass that Joker, man. I mean, LeBron playing media games. I don't know.
All
Man,
right,
pass
I'm gonna
that Joker.
pass that. Whoop, assist. All right. Fultz to return from ACL
Man,
injury
pass that, man.
versus the
Pass that.
Pacers.
Man, pass that. You ain't have to worry about pass that, man.
All right, so let, let's look at the MVP ladder. Jokic, right, and then Embiid still leading the way. Are we gonna
Hmm.
pass it or are we
Man,
gonna
we
shoot this one?
shoot this thing. Shoot. Hey,
Uh,
like Charlie Murphy was saying to Dave Chappelle when you talking about the Dave Chappelle skit with Prince, and they passed the ball and tell him shoot it, shoot it. We're gonna shoot this Joker, dog. We talking about the NBA MVP race, Joel Embiid and the Joker, the two best big men in the league. Two big men that bring things to the game that we never seen before. Even though you had
right,
a history of great big men in the league, our beloved Pat Ewing, but then you had the Dream. Come on, man. These cats are bringing some stuff to the table that we never seen before. Granted, we've seen, us Knicks Nation just seen a sample of Embiid. However, I think it was kind of biased, ref in some aspects, some calls, but you still can't take it away from what Embiid brings to the table. And the only thing he's
right.
doing, his performances are putting a stamp on an MVP. Joker is still in the running, but I'm giving Embiid a little bit of a nod. I'm giving it that nudge. I'm giving it to him over the Joker right now. Because
Right. Even though you say that right now, Embiid is still ranked as number two, leading in the MVP race, and Jokic is number one. Right? He just put up 25 points to go with 12 rebounds and 9 assists in the Denver win on Thursday, right? And then he presented the game ball to Michael Malone to celebrate his 300 victory. So the Nuggets have won four in a row with Jokic collecting 50 no more rebounds in his four of his last 5 games while scoring 25 points or more in 4 consecutive outings, right?
mm-hmm.
But you know, I still can't go against MB, which is averaging 29 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists to Jokic 26, 13, and 8. Well, you said 14 and 8, right? Um, Look what he did today, right? Um, 35 points. He was a beast against New York. Um, he was a beast in the in my guy's debut, Harden debut the other night, right? So I'm not gonna overpass Embiid.
Oh no,
I think yeah. I still think he deserves it, but right now, you know, my guy is still leading it, Jokic. And
yeah. I
then
mean,
you got Giannis at third.
yeah.
You got DeMar DeRozan at fourth.
You know what? Hold on. Hey,
Steph.
pump the brakes right there. Pump the brakes right there, real quick.
Uh
DeMar
huh.
DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan.
Uh
Ever
huh.
since he left and got to Chicago, we've seen a whole entirely different game. So shout out to DeMar DeRozan for elevating this game, changing it up. You got to give the man his props because The knock on him was that big games, some big games he would fade away, but that was during his time with the Raptors. And I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of guilty of that. But going down there with Popovich, has really helped that man change and elevate his game. And then he went to Chicago. Now you seeing a DeMar DeRozan that you ain't never seen before, hitting game winners like he's been doing and taking the game over. And I know we're talking about the Joker and Embiid, how it's falling out. But man, shout out to DeMar DeRozan. That man, and I'm gonna tell you also, just look at him and then think about what could have been. But if was a fifth, we all be four. So I'm not gonna even go there with that. But still, I got to give DeMar DeRozan his flowers. Give that man his props, because what he's doing, and you got to look at it like this in Chicago. He's doing that without Zach LaVine and Lonzo, and also Caruso going down, and they still rolling, bro.
And Williams and Patrick Williams.
Yeah, Patrick. He broke his wrist in the first game it was against us, against the Knicks.
Right.
So shout out to DeMar DeRozan. Hey, get your flowers. He definitely deserved to be an All-Star. He definitely be in the talks of MVP. Get that man his flowers.
Well, let me elaborate on DeMar a little bit, right? Clearly he's fourth in the ranks of MVP, right? DeRozan became the first player in league history to rack up 35 points or more, shooting 50% or better for the 7th consecutive game, only to extend that streak. The greatest bull of all time, Michael Jordan, never accomplished that feat, to 8 Thursday against the Hawks. Chicago captured its 6th straight win and and which they played Memphis the other night and lost. So DeRozan, man, 35 points or more, shooting 50% or better for 7 consecutive games, right? Only to extend the streak. And what can I say about DeRozan, man? That he's a mid-range killer. He's a mid-range killer. As you say, he came over from He, as you said, he came over from San Antonio. You know what I mean? With something to prove. The Knicks passed up on him. The LA passed up on him. Chicago grabbed him. And look what he's doing for Chicago now, right? Had Chicago most on top of the East Division most of the year, right? And I think coming down the stretch, they're gonna have something to prove, right? I think the first 6 teams gonna have something to prove, right? And we're gonna get into that some more, right? So the next one is Fultz return from ACL. Well, no, we said that already.
I didn't let you get that out, man. Just
Right. Nick Rose has another procedure on his ankle.
I was saying pass because I know it's going to be it's been talked about and it will be talked about in Knicks Nation. However, I want to take that. I want to take a mid-range shot on that.
Are you gonna shoot it?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna take a quick shot.
All right. So go ahead and take that quick shot, bro.
Hey, the thing is with the Derrick Rose injury, for Knicks Nation, it was, we've been playing without him for a while. The one thing is, with him not being in, is an opportunity for others to get more minutes, and also makes Tibbs use the young guys, the young cats on the team. However, again, Deuce couldn't even get on the court. Granted, it was a good game today, but again, you need to get Deuce out there. But it's another, I would say, more of a morale blow, more so because we've been without Rose for a good part of the season. Wish him speedy recovery, and I just say shut him down for the rest of the season. Even though they're putting out reports, he can come back within 2 weeks. Why? Just let the man sit, just like Kimber. Just let him sit. That's all I got on that, man.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just say this real quick. For the season, he's been averaging 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, in 24 and a half minutes off the bench for New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of disappointing that I think they rushed him too fast. When you have a skin infection, I think it's just a thing of rushing in too fast. So I think they said for the 33-year-old point guard, they're going to evaluate him within the next. Well, there's no timetable,
Yeah.
right, for the minor right ankle surgery, plus also the procedure. So and they just shut down Kemba. So all right, that
Yeah.
was my quick shot. So we can move on from that.
Yeah. Just real, like I said, it's going to be covered on other next platforms. Like I said, we're talking about NBA 101. NBA 1, we're talking about the whole league. We don't want to just go heavily Knicks. Know a lot of our followers here.
Yeah, well, they gotta understand that was
Oh
one of
no,
the news of the week also
yeah,
too.
it's
You
news of the
know,
week, news of the week. But
yeah,
I didn't,
yeah,
others gonna cover it in depth, and they're gonna go a lot of. It's gonna be brought up more than what we were, for a while. And bottom line, just shut Derrick Rose down. Don't worry about him coming back. We've been without him all this time. Pray, hope, and whatever sacrifice, whatever goat or chicken you have to get Deuce on the floor, because to get him experience. And that's all I have to say regarding that situation and everything else. But shout out to Derrick Rose. Thank you for what you've done. Hey, get better, my man.
right. Okay, sure. Shout out to Derrick Rose. Um, DeMarcus Cousins
Shoot it.
signed for the rest of the season
Shoot
with the
it.
Nuggets. All right, let's get into it.
Hey.
So the former All-Star is staying in Denver for the rest of the 21-22
Mm-hmm.
season. He is signed for the rest of the year. Athletic Shams of the Athletic first reported the news. The deal comes after Cousins' final 10-day contract expired over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He signed his first 10-day contract with the Nuggets in January after his non-guaranteed one-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks came to an end. The former All-Star is averaging 8 points, 6
Mm-hmm.
rebounds,
Mm-hmm.
25 games with the Bucks, 17 game oh no, 20 is in 25 games with the Bucks, 17 games and Nuggets 8 games this season. Uh so what do you got to say about DeMarcus, man? Was it good for him to be signing in Denver? Do you see that as a good fit?
I see it's a good fit, man. Bottom line, I wanted to shoot it because I'm happy for this man because after he had a couple of bad years and he was right on the verge of signing that big contract, and you cannot before the injury, you cannot downplay that man's talent. You cannot downplay what he brought. Yeah, he had his knucklehead moments and emotional and all that there on the court, but a lot of that came with the organization. You know what I'm saying? He was with the Kings, but and then he had a break to go with Golden State. Things start maybe going to turn around. Was with Golden State? Got injured. And every other place he was shopped around. You cannot deny the talent. I thought he was going to stick with the Bucks. I was kind of hoping when the Bucks picked him up, they was going to probably stick. Didn't work, but the fact that he's in go with the Nuggets, that helps the Joker, and that helps Joker out to give another body, get a body out there that can kind of you get a lead, and he can sustain the lead, help sustain the lead. That way, Joker doesn't have to work as hard. I like that. I like that signing. Actually, I like out of the West. I actually like Denver. I like that squad. There's some other squads out there I like, but I like the how they put their team together, and the fact that Denver is the position they're in. Hold on, let me go back to my standings real quick. Bear with me because I'm not. I had to relocate for the day. See, I just want to get the standings up to see what Denver is at again. Denver is sixth in the NBA in the West. They're sixth,
Right,
and they're doing that with some serious injuries. They're doing that with key players. So that was
right.
another reason why it's between this MVP race, kind of piggyback, jump back on it, or as D is balling would say, veggie back. They're doing that. They're doing that with injuries. They've been playing. I mean, they're sixth in the West. with injuries. Joker's been putting up numbers, so he needs more help. And to bringing in Boogie helps them out tremendously, man. And I'm happy for the man to give him a chance. I felt bad for him because he was one of those talents you want to look back and be like, man, just think if he would have never got injured, man, think about what if he never was with, if he got out of the Kings and got to another spot. And again, if was a fifth, we all be full. But it goes back. I always think not calling him Grant Hill, the Grant Hill type talent, because Grant Hill, wasn't for the ankle. There's a whole different conversation about Grant Hill for those that remember that ever saw Grant Hill. Not the Grant Hill coming off the bench or the announcer Grant Hill right now that's on the NBA network and stuff. I'm talking about if you never saw Grant Hill, you missed out on something special because Grant Hill was a monster.
Right.
And Boogie for the talent he had, because you got a big man that can hit the three. He can, needed some work on the defense some defensive work, but still, that kind of talent doesn't grow on trees. Just doesn't just fall to your feet. But you get in the right system, get the right person to build them up. It's a different thing. That's Boogie. I'm happy for him. So basically, that's why I wanted to stop. Shout out to Boogie. Got a chance to get in there and possibly get him stick to a team, find him a home instead of being passed around like a blunt.
Boy, look at here. I should shout out to Boogie. Now that was the NBA news of the week, right? AKA pass it. Know what I mean? Or shoot it. What you do? You a passer or you a shooter?
Man, whatever the situation calls for. I can knock him down, but I like to pass it out to the man, to the hot hand. I'm one of those. I believe in. I shoot when I need to, but if I got somebody on the court that's lighting it up, I'm giving them a rock every time. I'm gonna feed them till they pop.
That's what's up. So that's what's pass it or shoot it segment, the NBA news of the week, right? Make sure you like, subscribe. All right, press that notification bell. Let us know what you like. Put your comments in the comment section. All right, and we're gonna shout you out. All right. Mm-hmm. So now we're gonna get to some NBA trivia, right? We're gonna include the chat. So chat, if you know the answer, hold your answer until we ask for the answer. But go ahead, think about it, right? So the NBA trivia question of the day, right? Listen now, which Boston Celtics star dished off for what was then an NBA record of 28 assists in a 173-139 win over Minneapolis, the highest scoring of that time? I'm going to say it one more time. Which Boston Celtic star dished off for what was then the NBA record 28 assists in a 173-139 win over Minneapolis, the largest score of that time? All right. Mm-hmm. So if you know the answer, hold it down for right now, and we're gonna get back to that answer. That's the NBA trivia question today, right? Do you know that answer? You already know it. All right. Okay. Are we gonna test your basketball knowledge later on?
No Google necessary.
Okay, so looking ahead, right? Soul Finger, because when you got kids, man, they just kind of take you off your game. Yeah, man, they kind of take your game off a little bit, but looking ahead to these games, right? Mm-hmm, coming down to the season, because we soon get to the playoffs, right? So Monday, right, we got the Bulls Heat and the Bucks Hornets, right? So which one of those games are you looking forward to watching and see what's going to happen?
See, you said Bulls Heat 1 and 2 against Bucks, Hornets, 5 versus 9.
Yes. Yes.
See, I want to see the number one, this situation with the one. Let me tell you why. I mean, it's both of them are big because you got the Bucks, like I said, you said the Bucks and the Hornets. See, both of those are real pivotal games, big games. On you got affect what can affect the top or what can affect the bottom end. I want to see the Heat and Bulls because that could be a prelim for the Eastern Conference Final. Could be them wind up meeting up one another. Possibility. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Not necessarily because of the moves Philly has made, and it also depends on the ruling with the restrictions due to Rona in the state in New York. If they lift that, then that's a game changer in itself. So I gotta say, I want to see the Heat Bulls, man. I want to see DeMar DeRozan go at it with Jimmy. But I do like that Hornets Bucks because Hornets are ninth seed. They're the ninth seed, and you got Atlanta on their heels, hard and hot. They trying to get up to the Nets who are 32 and 29. And then who else? You got the Raptors at number 7 at 32-27. So it's still tight. Yeah, it's tight. It's tight. It's real tight. But that Heat Bulls, man, is really, really interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting too. 1 and 2. Then on Tuesday, you got the surging Celtics against those pesky Hawks. And then you got the Lakers. Then you got the Lakers and Mavs.
Yeah.
Which one of them you going with?
You said Lakers and Mavs?
Yes, sir.
I don't care about that. I want to see see the Celtics and Hawks. And be honest with you, I want to Celtics and Hawks. Hawks have got the 10th seed in the East, and Celtics are at the 9th seed. Hawks are playing.
And they've been on what? They've been on what? A 6-game winning streak. Yeah, the Celtics, if I believe.
Yeah, and Trey Young, or as my man Ron, still Knicks fan, Rayford.
Meet.
Yeah, or Boogie, Jay Boogie. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Calls a little meat. But Ron, he calls him by his whole government name, his whole entire government name.
Rayford, shout out to Ron, still Knicks fans. Yes.
Yeah. And they're in the 10th seed, so they're in the play-in. So they're and it's real is on this backside. The 9th and the 10th spot, the Hornets at 9, Atlanta at 10, is real important because they're playing for their life. And then you got the Nets, who are 2 games above the Hornets at the 8th seed. So right now, Atlanta and Charlotte, yeah, they want to be in the playoffs, in the play-ins, but they actually want to get out of those. They want to try to gain ground and try to get out of that spot because I know Atlanta does not want to see. Well, if they were able to get into playoffs like that, they don't want to see the Heat or Chicago. They don't want to see neither one of those. You want to try to get up. Well, actually, I mean, granted, you said it's the playoffs the second season, but considering what's above them, the East is real nasty, man. And it's been real tight. Trey Young has been able to do his thing, but these teams ahead above have some the defense is pretty good. Even though our young fella RJ, the Broadway Bullet, gave the Heat the business, the Heat still a definitely tough defensive team. So, and I it's gonna be something else, bro. It's gonna be something else.
Well, for me, I want to see the Lakers Mavs because with by them getting rid of KP, it's time for Luke Doncic to ascend even more. And then they picked up Spencer Dinwiddie and Bertans. So that's a matchup that I want to see. Luka, I want to see if he could take that next step and elevate his team. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to seeing that game right there.
And see, with that, the Lakers are ninth in the West.
Right.
Excuse me.
So that's
They're ninth in the
that's a
West,
pivotal game for him too.
and they're ninth in the West, and the Mavs are fifth at 35-25. The Lakers are playing for their play-in lives right now, because who's on there? You know who's hot on their heels right now? Portland. Portland's 2 games behind, and then behind them the Trailblazers at 10.
Right.
So it's I mean, yeah, Trailblazers. Then yeah, you got the Lakers at 9, Trailblazers at 10, and New Orleans actually picked up a big win over the weekend. So I mean, not to say that they could possibly make any moves, but anything can happen. So if the Lakers keep dropping games, they can find themselves out the play-in.
Right.
So it's going to be real interesting. But I was looking at it from the standpoint of the East. Excuse me, old age sitting in. Um, I'm looking at it from the standpoint for the East. It's real. The East is going to be a lot of shuffling going around, because when the playoffs hit, when the play-in start and the playoffs, I think the East is going to be more entertaining. I think it's be a little bit more entertaining because of the matchups.
Okay. Okay. And speaking about a matchup, right? On Wednesday we're gonna have the Hornets, Cavs, and the Bucks Heat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Bucks Heat because they've been having a rivalry for the past couple years,
And I'm
right?
with
One
you on
took
that.
out each other. Right,
I'm
right.
with you
One
on
took
that.
out each other. One took out each year. So it's going to be an interesting it's going to be an interesting matchup with that one.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you on
Who
that.
you
I agree
rolling
with
with?
you. I'm with you on that. The Bucks and the Heat. Oh, excuse me, man.
What's going
Gotta
on?
get some caffeine in my life, man. Yeah, that's what happened. But the Bucks Heat. That's what I want to see. I want to see that Bucks Heat, man. That's gonna be a battle. That could be. I mean, you're looking at. See, right now we're talking about possible playoff matchups. You know what I'm saying? Because those games are gonna have that playoff energy, that playoff battle. It's gonna get tight. It's gonna be a battle from tip off to the end of the game. Hell, it may even be a battle after the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving this. I'm loving that matchup. That's probably the Bulls Heat's a good one I want to see, but I'm really more interested in this Bucks Heat game more so than the 1 and the 2, because of that
Right,
possible little built-in rivalry they got going.
right. Yeah, it's yo, that Eastern Conference
I told you,
coming
look at
down this season.
it's
It's
coming.
going to be crazy.
Man, that
It
Eastern
is
Conference
going
is
to be,
serious.
yeah, it's going to be crazy. Now
It,
Thursday we got some interesting games, right?
mm-hmm,
So we got Chicago Hawks,
mm-hmm,
the Grizzlies, Heat.
mm-hmm.
No, or am I getting it wrong? The Heat Nets.
The
Sorry,
Heat and Nets.
right? It's the Heat and Nets.
Okay,
Golden
where's it?
State Mavs.
Mm-hmm,
Right? Am I
mm-hmm.
right? Am I going right here? Oh, that's right. Grizzlies Celtics. My bad.
That's another good one right
Grizzlies
there.
Celtics and Chicago Hawks.
Mm-hmm. Now the Heat and Nets, where they playing it? Is it away game for the Nets?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the game I want to see right there.
No.
Oh,
It's gonna be at home. I think it's gonna be at home.
okay. Because I wanted to see, because if it's gonna be an away game, that means they're gonna have, well, and Durant should be back around that time. See, it would have been real interesting to see Durant, Simmons, and Kyrie take on the Heat. But it's still gonna be interesting because I still got a feeling that whole thing with the restrictions is gonna get lifted. It's gonna get lifted.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. But my game, to tell you the truth, so finger, is that Tatum
Yep.
versus
This
John
is
Morant.
John Morant. Now that's the other game I was about to get to you on that. That's
Ooh,
gonna be
I want to see that game because Tatum has been going off these last couple games, bro. I don't know. He's just been a beast, bro. The Celtics has been surging, bro. They at the sixth seed right
Man,
now,
let me tell you
if I
something.
believe.
Who you talking about
Okay,
who you
they
talking about?
going with
The
all those
sixth seed?
moves that they made in the off season too.
Okay, Boston is the sixth seed. Boston is the sixth seed in the East, and the Grizzlies is the third seed in the West. And in the immortal words of my man Jim Ross, if you watching and wrestling in the days, you know who Jim Ross is. This is gonna be a slobber knocker. Let me tell you that right now, dog. It's gonna be a straight slobber knocker because now you're seeing the effects of their young of Ime Udoka. That's who's the head coach of the Boston Celtic is, and then the trades they made. And even though I'm not surprised that they made those kind of trades, it's almost like Pop was hooking up one of his disciples, because White came from San Antonio.
Right,
So, and Doug knew what to do with him, knows what to do with him. And you already know he's got a guy came from a system where they play defense and know how to move around, move. And you insert him into what Boston already had with the two superstars they had, along with Smart, along with Williams. And then they made the trade and brought Thieves back. Boston made really good moves. They weren't super big over the top moves, but they made good moves that were kind of a lot of people, it's low key subtle. They were subtle, but they were very, very effective for what they do. And Boston they've turned it around. This Grizzlies game and the Celtics, ooh, like you were saying, man, I'm ready for that one. That's gonna be the game.
I know. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think I'm
I'm,
looking forward to
I'm
that one. I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking forward to that one as much as I am the Bucks and the Heat. So in the order for me, games so far we talked about, what I want to see, the number one game I really want to see, Bucks and Heat. The number two game I want to see, Celtics, Grizz, and the third Heat and Bulls. That's the order for me. That's the order for
oh
me.
wow.
Yeah, because I think that Bucks and Heat.
We still got two more. We still got two two more days
Yeah,
to go.
yeah. I'm just
So
saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
yeah.
let's go over on Friday now. We got the Cavs 76ers, Bucks Bulls.
Cavs 76ers. That'll be promised. That's gonna be nice. And Bucks and the Bucks and the Bulls again. Ooh, you know what? This gonna sound crazy because you already probably think I'll say Bucks and Bulls. I want to see the Cavs and the 76ers.
Yeah, I want to see that Jared Allen and Embiid matchup.
Yes. Not only that.
Two All
Mobley.
Stars going up against each other. It's gonna be sick.
I want to see what Mobley does in this situation with everything and the moves that have been made. How they're gonna deal with how the Cavs gonna meet up with this new Philly team. Because man, look, James Harden is what was
Yeah,
missing. Right now, it looked like James Harden was
I don't even
missing.
listen. I don't even want to elaborate on that because we gonna get down to that later on. So
All right, all right.
keep your 76ers thoughts. We gonna get down there today later on. So you want to see the Cavs 76ers?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
all right. I think I'm going with that too. Right, and on Saturday, right, we have another thriller, right, which is going to be 76ers Heat.
Mm. Ooh. That's ooh. Another battle, bro. Another battle.
Yeah,
Another battle.
look, Embiid versus Adebayo. That's my next matchup right there.
That's gonna be another good one. It's gonna be a physical game.
This
Only, only,
week
only,
games is going to be crazy.
yeah. Only thing I worry about, only thing about the 76ers Heat game, only thing I want the refs to stay out of it. I don't want the refs to take away from the game. I don't want the refs calling BS calls for MB because he's a superstar. Because he said his star shines brighter than um, having a senior moment and leave. Then bam, having a senior moment. I don't want that.
Right.
Let them play. Refs get
Right.
people away from the game. Let them play. We seen that
Right.
firsthand today. Let them play. Let them play. That's all I ask, refs. Let them play. If any referees, refs, NBA refs, you're checking out the podcast, let them play. Quit calling these calls. Hey, look, if a cat is going to travel, call the travel. Call it straight up. I know people make mistakes, but man, quit with the little ticky-tack fouls. Let them play. That's all I ask. Let them play.
Facts. 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 Well, all right. That's what we're gonna look ahead for this week, Soulfinger. Now I mean some interesting games coming down the season. You understand what I'm saying? You had your favorites. You know what I'm saying? I got my favorites. And we gonna see at the end of the week.
And
Right?
you know what else about that Heat? One more thing about that Heat 76ers game. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry going back home. Even though, because Philly wanted to get him, but Kyle Lowry gonna be playing back home, man.
Yeah.
Kyle, look, you got Kyle Lowry, and yeah, they got James Harden, so you get to go. You have the wily vet, and against a superstar James Harden. But the thing,
that's gonna be another wicked matchup too. A bulldog against another pit bull.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
And then on top of that, the benches. Whose bench is gonna do what? Because in some aspects, I have to give the 76ers bench a nod, a little nudge, because but Miami, because Spoelstra runs a tight rotation. But
Listen,
what I like about Spoelstra is his in-game adjustments. So this is going to be, a lot of people talk about, always use the analogy, it's going to be a chess match. I don't play chess, I play bones. So this is what it is. They playing heads up bones. Somebody gonna bite on that. Somebody gonna bite on that, jump on that 15 and get crucified. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, you going with that bench. I'm going with the Heat bench because
no, I'm just saying that's where I'm going with the bench. There's the benches, man. The bench is going where it's at, and it's the way you have Tyler Hero coming off the bench.
Listen,
you got the other cat from the G League coming off he came out of the G League. I can't remember the catch. Matter of fact, while I'm in, let me look at the so I can get all the players. I don't want to be talking out the side of my neck.
Which team is that? The Heat?
The Heat. Yeah, I want to get all the players they got. I want to go to
You talking about Vincent?
I think that's my man's
name. Yeah, the point guard. Yeah, he's a point guard, Vincent.
Yeah, they are nice, man. They are nice. I mean, you got to give it to them. And I like Spoelstra. I like the way he coaches and everything. He is we know he's a Pat Riley disciple. We know that. But the thing is he's very crafty, intelligent, and he knows how to make in-game adjustments. Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin was even on. You know what? And it was real interesting. J. Cole helped get Caleb Martin back in the league, and then Miami picked him up. You got the other. You got Marquise Morris. He. You got him still down there. The what was my man? Yeah, Gabe Vincent. I like that cat. And then this is the one thing. And I said this before. The Bucks will weaken in the offseason because they lost PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker is that toughness that you need. And PJ Tucker, I don't care where you put him on whatever. You don't care how big he is, PJ Tucker gonna get up on him, man. So it's real interesting because they do run a real tight rotation. But I mean, you look at it, man. I mean, you got Dwayne Dedman, he don't even get on the court. People forgot you had Dwayne Dedman was in Atlanta, and he did okay. I'm not gonna say he's a household name or whatever. He was a body, but he don't even really get on the court. They still playing without Victor Oladipo.
Yep. Yep.
You got
they're supposed to get him back soon.
Yeah, you got the kid Javonte Smart. It's another cat they got. They don't have a lot of household names, but the way they play,
Right.
That defense, because the defense is their defense is like a swarm of bees. When they get up on you, and they lock in. They lock in. So, and that's why I'm really proud of I'm gonna be ranking up a lot today because I'm proud of what RJ did against him, and shout out to Jimmy Butler for giving RJ props, because you get a respected player like that to give his stamp of approval on a young player. It does a lot for him, for his rep in the league and for a young player's confidence. But I like what Miami does, and for Bam Adebayo to be playing center and playing against bigger opponents, the way he can lock them down. Bam's is a monster, man. I love Bam Adebayo. Love his game. So, but yeah, that's going to be a really good game. It's going to be physical. Just let them play. That's all I say. I'm going to say it again. Let them play.
All right. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. Some of these games is national televised. So wherever you stay at, wherever you live, check out the times, okay, to see what time those games are coming on. So that was a look ahead of the week. So Soulfinger, why don't you go ahead and shout out the chat, right? While we and then afterwards we're going to go ahead and get the answer for the NBA trivia. So if you got the answer for the NBA trivia, right? Let me just say the question again. Which Boston Celtics star dished off for what was then an NBA record 28 assists in a 173-39 win over Minneapolis, the highest scoring of that time? Which Boston Celtics star dished off for what was then an NBA record 28 assists in a 173-139 win over Minneapolis, the highest scoring of that time? So if you got the answer, you can go ahead and
type that.
Yeah, you can go ahead and type that joker in the chat. Right before right now, Soulfinger, go ahead and bless up the chat. See who's in the chat.
Shout out to my man Be Civilized. Hey, appreciate you coming through, fella. Hey, good looking out. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all now, Be Civilized, he's always showing love to everybody. Shout out to Miss Geraldine McIver. Miss Geraldine, appreciate you. White Falcon, appreciate you sliding on through. Hadn't seen you in a while around. E. Gibson, shout out. Sherwin M, appreciate you sliding through, coming in to see it. And our Future Media, appreciate the shout outs, the coming through and showing some love. And after a tough game today in Knicks Nation, appreciate the shout out. I know some people are upset or everything about it, but hey, that was the season of the Knicks this year. But we just take it with a grain of salt, just keep it pushing. Or as Tribe Called Quest said, just pushing it along. That's all you can do, is just pushing along. But appreciate y'all coming down, taking part with us. If you know the answer to the trivia question, because like I said, I don't need to. Hey, shout out to T. Williams, Rome Far Rock. Appreciate you. Hey, if you know the answer to the trivia question, put it on in there. Like I said, you got to listen to the question, see who it was. But like I said, it was a tough loss. It is what it is. Just look at it like this. You got some silver linings. Shout out to Jericho Sims, even though they don't want to focus on his score. Even though they missed him on some stuff, he could have had at least 4 to 6 points if we had a point guard to give him the ball. But he had 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds. So shout out to Jericho Sims. Played a better game. So it's one of them things. We just need to look at the next rest of the season as developmental games for our young players. That's all I have to say right there on that. Just let it roll. But free Deuce. Tibbs, you hear me right now? Free Deuce. I don't know if you probably.
So check out the Knicks morning drive tomorrow, where you could get that off your chest. Yeah. Check out the Knicks morning drive with Uncle Freezy and the whole gang tomorrow about 8:45ish, 9ish tomorrow. He'll go over that same game today and everything else. Right? Shout out to T. Williams. Mm-hmm. Right? Shout out to Rome Farrock. Havlicek? Nah, that's not the answer, bro. No, that's not the answer. I'm gonna give about 60 seconds again. right? Which Boston Celtics star dished off what was then an NBA record 28 assists in a 173-139 win over Minneapolis, the highest scoring of that time. So I'm gonna give you about 60 seconds, right? So let me just go over some of the shows on the. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me just go over some of the shows in the Bronze Tears channel. We got Nick's Morning Drive. Then we have the Pod Couple with G-Man and Cornerstone Kev. Then we got Nick's Freestyle with G.I. and Freaky. Shout out to Freaky. He said he want to be on the show. We're going to get you on soon. I want to get the Dynamic Duel on there. I want to get both of them cats on. So shout out to them.
G.I. Shout out to them.
Right, yeah. Shout out to Nick's After Party with Subliminal 209 Cully.
And our man Cully.
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, he spoke up Subliminal. Look who popped up in the chat. Shout out Subliminal 209. Shout out.
Shout out. Yo, I think we got a winner. T. Williams, Bob Cousy. You got it. Bob Cousy, 28 assists against those Minneapolis Lakers back then in 1959 on this day.
Yeah.
This day, Cousy.
The key is he said Minneapolis, and I was like, wait a minute, Minneapolis. There was only one team in Minneapolis. They were the Minneapolis Lakers. So that's that was the key. The key idea right there. Not idea, but the key. That was the key for me,
clue.
Rather.
The key clue. Right.
So, real quick, I just want to throw something out here at you. We were talking about the MVP and all like that. Who's your what you think about the Rookie of the Year? This is a little curveball just to slide in there. Because we had it. I just want to just get off course for a hot second. We talking about the NBA. What young rookie? What rookie is out there making noise in your eyes?
In my eyes right now, I have to say Evan Mobley, man. He kind of showed out in the All-Star game. Not in the All-Star game, but in the Rising Star game. He had 13 points, 8 rebounds, a big shot in the skills game to win it for them. And the boy, he's carrying the team right. I think they're the 4th seed right now. I believe.
Hold on, let me go back because I
Cleveland
had it up with the Cavs. Yeah. Hold on, let me go back because I had that up, the standings and everything.
Yeah, I think they're in the 4th seed.
Cavs are the 4th seed. They are the 4th seed.
So yeah, man. For right now, I gotta put him ahead of Cade Cunningham right now, and the boy Scotty Barnes, and then I got Josh Giddey coming in hot at number 4, and we could go flip flop with 5 and 6 and go and ahead, but those are my top 4 right now.
I just want to see because this is rather interesting, man. Doggone Evan Mobley. I like his game to be a 7-foot and be so smooth the way he plays the game. But I like Scotty Barnes' athleticism as long as Scotty Barnes get a consistent jumper, problems. He's gonna be problems. And Josh Giddey, shout out to CT because CT is the one who was telling everybody about Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, he was the first one talking about him. And a 6'8" point guard, he's living up to it. We already know about Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, he's smooth and everything. Detroit, the way things have gone, but they're building, they're upcoming. But hey, Cade Cunningham's been solid. And Franz Wagner out of Orlando, I think he's kind of slept on as well. He and his brother are pretty good. So they got some players out there, man. But I think this was a deep draft. It was a really good draft. This previous draft. So we're going to see what these young player is going to become, who's going to become the superstar, who's going to be a star, superstar, who's going to be a all-star, whatever you want to put it. It's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. But I'm pleasantly pleased. But Evan Mobley is my call for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So we both agree on that.
Yeah,
We
but
both
I'm gonna tell you,
both
that, like I
we
said,
both
that
agree on that.
Franz Wagner is slept on. He doesn't get a lot of love because I don't get it, Orlando, but he has a nice game. He and his brother, those they have a nice game.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to take you off road for real quick. I know I threw a little
No,
curveball.
that's cool. That's fine. And as we go along, so to the NBA storyline, which is our next segment, right? One of the most talked about things that happened this past couple of weeks was the trade between Ben Simmons and James Harden, right? James Harden made his debut the other night against Minnesota, right? He looked real good. He made his debut tonight also too with a triple double with 29 points, 16 rebounds. I think it was 11 assists. Joel Embiid had 35 points, 9 rebounds. He also had, I think, 35 points in the Minneapolis game. So with that being said, well, the Nets, we haven't gotten to see Ben Simmons as yet, but the other guys that got drafted, which was Drummond, he looked good.
Yeah, Drummond looked good in this trade so far, and that's something that they needed.
Right, Seth looked good. I told people the other night that he was a shot blocker, and you see he had that big shot block the other night. So people don't want to give Drummond his props as a shot blocker, rim protector, but he could still get up there. You know, I was criticized for saying that, but you saw that for right there for all the critics that said he couldn't block a shot. So
the thing is, he's not known for that. He's more of a rebounder. His game is rebounding, and he can score. That's his thing. His defense it just depends on what it is, but you can't deny that the man's a walking double-double, man. You know, he's a 6 foot. He was 6'10", 6'11", double-double. He's a machine. So you can't overlook what he brings to the table, and that helps out the Nets tremendously. And then you get a shooter of Seth Curry, and have him out there, another gunner. And then on top of that, the Nets brought in the Dragon, which I think is a really good pickup for him as well. So it's just a matter of time.
Right.
Yeah, they got. So it's just a matter of time before they get them all get them all playing together. So it's going to be interesting. But right now,
then that was a big comeback against Milwaukee the other night. Kyrie.
But right now, if I got to say something right now, because you can't, it's too soon to judge who got the best of it because you had seen all the pieces get on the floor together with the Nets. Philly, man. James Harden he could be that missing key ingredient to the gumbo, man. Seriously, I think Harden was, because now Embiid doesn't have anybody on. They're not clogged or up on one another a lot of times, because the knock on Ben Simmons is because he didn't shoot. He's a downhill runner. Ben Simmons does better with a team that can shoot. Now with Embiid, and you see how just after the couple of games, Embiid and Harden work together. Those nice little pocket passes he's been hitting them. He knows for a fact, if I need to, I can throw that ball back out, and get a knockdown. I mean, their game complements one another. So Philly became extremely extreme matter of concern by get James Harden, because it works. I really think that's just the way I feel about it. It's going to be interesting though to see how it plays out. And if those two teams, just think about this here. What if those two teams meet in the playoffs? I know if it was a fifth, we all be full. But man, wouldn't you want to see the Nets and
hold
the
up.
Nets?
So hold up. Wait. So right now the Nets are in the 8th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Philly is in the 5th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the 5th play the 4th. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say Philly beats Cleveland in the first round, and so that
We'll
means
see.
say
We'll see right now.
let's just say the Bulls and the Nets, right? Which
Yeah.
let's say
What?
they get to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that, am I right? Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is,
Right.
you got the play-in. The play-in plays a factor in it too, because they're the 8th seed, and they got that, so they would have to play. But I'm just saying, and then they would still have to get past Chicago,
Well,
get past the Heat, and they don't.
yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I didn't want to put them. I wanted to put them like they came up to the 7th seed,
Yeah. Now,
right?
if they moved up,
To play Chicago.
mm-hmm.
So let's say they was to take out. Let's say the Nets was to take out Chicago. So that will put both of them playing against each other, right? In the second round. Am I right or wrong?
I think that'll work. That'll work like that. It just depends on how it would go. But if somehow, some way we
Listen.
can get that in the playoffs,
Ooh.
somehow, some way you can get that playoff game, that series.
Ooh. Who you take if that series was to come? Who you taking? Who you taking with that? Who you taking? You taking Ben coming back to Philly or Harden coming back to Brooklyn in a 7-game series? Put you on the spot right now.
No,
Spice it
I'm
up
just
real
looking
quick.
at it, and really, okay. If it currently stands, I mean, I still, and I said earlier, I feel like the ban, the whole thing with immunization with Kyrie may get lifted, but if they don't lift it, I definitely got to go with Philly. If they do lift it and Kyrie can play, I'm gonna go with the Nets. Believe it or not, as much as it pains me to say it, I'm going to go with the Nets. I'm not gonna be. I'm going to go with the Nets. I'm gonna go with the Nets because
all right.
I'm looking at it.
So
I'm
hold
looking at it
on.
like
So
this.
you got Harris, Embiid, Harden against Durant, Seth, and
they got Patty
Kyrie.
Mills over there, and then
I'm looking at a big three. I'm looking at a big three.
Oh, I'm looking at more than just the big three though, because
I know,
you're looking at
right?
the big three, but because I was judging everything, not just the big three, but other players, because they got now Philly got my home state homeboy, and Paul Millsap. Shout out to Paul Millsap out of Ruston, Louisiana. Got him. And he's older. He's an older state. He's an elder statesman, but he can still give you some. He give you some, some spell, some minutes. But
that's another one that ended up in the trade. Ain't nobody talked about too.
Yeah, and he still got some game, and you can put him. But the thing is having Drummond in with the Nets, that could be
against Embiid.
Yeah. Well, Embiid, to get in his head. But the thing is the chest. It's the match, because you would have to. You already know what Embiid and he already bagged up Embiid, so they played against one another. But the fact that Drama can go out there, and that's just a big body, he may not be able to. You're not going to stop Embiid, but you can kind of slow him down a little bit. It depends on how the refs call it. I'm looking at it from the rebound effect, the rebounds. Because if you can get rebounds, whether it be offense or defense, if you can take it away from your opponent, that's more chances for you to get a bucket. That's what I'm looking at. And then the fact that you got a sniper and you got snipers all over the court, so it's going to be a very well matched game. I would give coaching. You got to give Doc Rivers the edge on. It's not even the edge. I don't even put Steve Nash in a category. Steve Nash ain't holding Doc Rivers dirty draws. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to the superstars, like you said. And if you got Kyrie and Ben Simmons and Durant, that's 3 against the two superstars. But I mean, it depends on who can play together with team ball. But the younger players of the Nets have been able to get some experience. Not to say that, I mean, it's just ugly all around because Maxey is the X factor for Philly. So where you go, this the game. I expect it to be a 7-game series, regardless. A 7-game series. If it came down to just straight pure talent amongst the superstars, you got to give the Nets the nudge. However, if it comes down to the coaching, it's going to be Doc Rivers and the possible NBA MVP. And James Harden's going to have something to prove anyway because of all his other past failures in the playoffs and getting to the finals.
Right. Boy, it's gonna be interesting coming down this season.
But I think that would be
right?
the best
for the East, for the East and the West. And with the 76ers and the Nets. Well, let me just say this. For me, with the 76ers, man, I just think that pairing up those guys, seeing the synergy and the chemistry they already have within just a couple games, it's scary, bro.
Yeah, it is.
It's scary.
It is.
And I can't see the Nets beating Philly in a 7-game series, bro, with that kind of chemistry that's happening right now. And
truth be told,
hold on, and we even haven't seen Ben Simmons on the court yet. So I can't really give Nets
like that.
Yeah, I can't really give Nets the edge right now, but I can give Philly the edge right now, just what I'm seeing from today and in the other game with Minnesota, how they just clicking like that. And it's scary to me. So, and this may be the best chance that they have of getting to the Eastern Conference, because Embiid has been not let down, but been disappointed. You had the shot
you
from.
Call like it is. Don't be nice. Don't be nice about it. Call like he was let down.
You had the shot from my boy in LA there right now from what's his name, the Claw. Yeah. And you had the meltdown last year with Ben Simmons.
Kyrie, it's time. Everybody cry. Kyrie,
man.
He was being a bully. He was deboing everybody, man. Give me your snatching gold chains off everybody during that run when he got his championship. I was gonna say this is what I was saying. When it comes down to it, truth be told, I would like to see Philly out of the two. I like to see Philly out of the two take it, because I like how it looks. But it's that depth. It's that depth of the Nets. That's why that's how I can lean to them, because you got Kevin Durant on your squad. You got the great equalizer, man. And again, Ben Simmons is a downhill runner. He doesn't need it when you got cats that can shoot.
Yeah, but so Finger, I gotta retort that, because we haven't seen Ben Simmons yet, bro.
That's true. You may not seen him, but I'm gonna tell you this here. You got a 6'10", and he can play a 6'10" player that's defensive minded and goes downhill. How many people are stepping in front of it?
I'm not going off of a projection what I've seen Denton doing in the past. I want to see it's a now league. I haven't seen him lately, and I need to see him. So therefore, I'm not taking the Nets, bro. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have seen 2 games with James Harden. I've seen what they have been doing right now. That's scary, bro. A triple double today. Embiid has been having triple doubles. Yo, listen, it's crazy. Soulfinger. Soulfinger has temporarily got offline. You're gonna wait for him when he comes back. Uncle Freezy, if you hear me, so make sure y'all subscribe, press that notification bell. Okay, make sure y'all support the channel. All right. Shout out to Subliminal 209. Had a great discussion today at the Hangout. Shout out to D's Ballin'. Shout out to G-Man. Shout out to all the crew that's on the Blorens Tears channel. Yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting week coming up. Let me see what Subliminal 209 saying. Nets have more depth. Embiid is the Sixers' only center. Yeah, you think the Nets have more depth? I think Philly has more depth. I think Philly has more depth. I think with the addition of of Harden, man, you're gonna see Milton and Maxey plays more minutes and all these other guys, man, and Millsap and yo, even though he's the only center, they could still run small ball with Harris. They could still run small ball with that other kid who shoots those threes, right? So I mean, then you got Milton, So yo, I'm taking Philly over Nets all day. I don't care if they got Durant, right? But in order for me to take the Nets, I got to see the whole squad. I got to see Ben Simmons out there and see the chemistry. That's just me. That's just me. Right? Uncle Freezy, if you listening, Soulfinger is backstage. Let him in. So yeah, man. Me, I'm taking Philly all day. Philly all day. Yeah. And soon people are gonna have a NBA 101 Twitter page, not a Twitter page, a Twitter mailbag, right? Where you can send in your questions. And we're gonna go ahead and answer those questions by this week. We should have it up and running and coming, up and gunning, up and coming, right? A Twitter bag, right? Where you're gonna just send in your questions, right? And we're gonna answer those questions. We're gonna have a segment where we just answer questions from the fans, right? So look out for the NBA 101 mailbag coming soon, right? Simmons is a facilitator. He'll get everyone involved. Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but Harden does the same thing too, bro. Look at his past 2 games. Today he had 16 assists. So, I mean, we could go tit for tat. Ben Simmons against Harden. It's going to be a close one. The only thing you're going to have over Harden is defense, right? Is defense, which is Ben Simmons. He's an all-round world defender, right? So, yeah, man, big up. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, right? Um, right now, Soulfinger having technical difficulties. We basically went through the whole show. I hope y'all loved it. NBA 101 with your boy Stapha Don and Soulfinger. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out by saying, um, the NBA is here to stay. Um, we are going to have some interesting matchups coming down the season, right? Look out for the interesting games coming up this week because it's going to be fireworks coming down the end of the season, right? So look out for that for those games. The Bulls Heat, 76ers Heat, Heat Bucks, Heat Nets. Yo, it's gonna be nice. So until next week, people, this your boy Stapha Don and your boy Soulfinger signing out for NBA 101. So peace and love, people. Until next week, Sunday, 4 p.m. Right, with your boy Soulfinger and Stapha Don. And look out for the next morning drive tomorrow with your boy Uncle Freezy at 8:45. Well, 8:45, 9ish, right? So look out for that where you get all your Knicks content. All right, so peace and love, people. Blessed love. Until next week. Peace. NBA 101.